A lot of working professionals think that their biggest problem is lack of time. But according to Gaurav, who is a senior data engineer at Mastercard, he believes that the real problem is that most people study in a way that never makes them industry ready. They memorize interview questions, consume random AI generated answers, finish courses without revision, and then wonder why interviews still don't convert. So, in this conversation with Gaurav, he breaks down what actually works in today's market, from mock interview strategy and resume tips to staying relevant in the era of AI and LLMs. So, come, let's get into it. So, Gaurav, can we start with your introduction, please?
Sure, Raghav. So I'm working as a senior data engineer at Mastercard. My experience is more than 5.5 years now. Currently, guiding few people, taking initiatives within the project. And previously, I was working with Deloitte, and it was the longest stint there as well for 3.5 years. And I was working as a cloud data engineer. So I think in few months it will be 2 years exactly. I have been associated with Bosscoder, and total I think it has been more than 80, 90 students which I have mentored at some point of time,
Right.
and taken their mock interviews, guided them in their mentor sessions, goal setting sessions.
Which is that one thing you see a lot of working professionals are struggling with today. And what is the ideal solution to that?
Right. So it breaks down into multiple aspects, first of all.
Okay.
Someone is kind of, trying to transition from a different domain.
Uh-huh.
That is one challenge. And then few people are already in a data role, but they are trying to upskill, right? Maybe they are a data analyst already, they want to become data engineer, right? So for both of them, I've always given a solution. Uh, but for those people who are trying to transition out of different domain, they should first get good knowledge, which we are trying to provide through the Boss Coder curriculum.
Right.
Then practice it better, take mock interview, tailor their resume first, because what happens is you're not having those keywords which are required for the ATS to pass through when you're applying for a data engineering role.
Right.
So tailor resume, uh, add those points which you have already learned in the curriculum, while learning at Postcode. Uh, get it reviewed with a mentor, have
Right.
mock interviews, and then prepare yourself. The other one, for them, it is pretty easy. It's just that they have to be consistent with their practice, with their self revision, with their problem solving and assignment thing. And again, mock interview plays a crucial role there as well.
What companies expect and what the skill set the candidate has. There is a mismatch. Do you think this is true? And if it is true, then how can one really work upon that?
It is true, partly true, because people, understand things at a high level that, these are the subjects I need to prepare with,
Right.
but they don't go into, right amount of depth in that subject, right?
Correct.
So often it happens, people rote memorize the things,
Uh-huh.
they try type on chat GPT for the top 10 interview questions, and then they're not getting into the right depth of it, although
Right.
they're knowing the subject and the topics.
Uh,
I think that is very necessary to have.
how should one really approach mock interviews? What should be the mindset?
Okay. See, mock interviews again have two ways to get conducted. Mock interview can happen after each module gets completed, and you can take mock interview of that particular topic.
Yeah.
That is good to not to take all of them at the sudden, you know, uh, towards the end. Take small sessions of mock interviews once you are learning, while you are learning,
Yeah.
and then once everything is done, revise things, take some time, and then come for a mock interview. So sometimes what happens, people say that, yeah, last week we have completed our modules. I want to get mock interviews. When I start asking them questions, they are not even covering surface level things. So I
Mm.
would say have mock interviews after each module is getting completed, and this is a must for someone who is transitioning from a different role,
Mm.
because you know they have to get things right. They are
Right.
not aware of it. So get your mock interviews conducted after each module, so that you are going in the right direction. You know that the guidance is correct, and
Yeah.
you are also progressing right. And get multiple mock interviews once you are done with the syllabus.
So, how do you think, with so many gaps today, how does Boss Coders program really solve all of these problems for a working professional?
Right. So see, what happens is, when anyone takes a curriculum, buy a course, often it is, the recorded sessions are there. They have to just cruise through it on their own on their own pace. But with Bosscoder, we have live instructors. The one good thing here. The
Right.
second good thing is you get a mentor assigned. And if you keep your connects regular with your mentors,
Yeah.
and then you have a dedicated team, you can reach out to anyone.
Yeah.
And we try our best to give you referrals, help you through the placement assistance, right? So those are the extra benefits we are getting here. Other places you might buy a course, you can go through it on your own pace, but again the motivation is required, the consistency is
Right.
required, and no one is going to push you there. Here
Right.
you have set of classes, you have to
Yeah.
do assignments, so even if you're not wishing to do it, you still have to.
So that was the session with Gaurav. And I think one thing that becomes very clear after this conversation is that in today's market, surface level preparation is no longer enough. Whether it's data engineering, AI, or interviews in general, the people growing fastest are the ones building deep understanding, staying consistent, and adapting continuously. So, what was your biggest takeaway from this session? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more such mentor led conversations around tech careers, upskilling, and industry preparation, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.